Welcome to the Full Nelson. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Aimpoint Pro. Pro stands for Patrol Rifle Optic. This particular optic, at the time I purchased mine, was around $365, which is a really good price for a high quality red dot. For those of you who are shopping around looking at a bunch of different red dots such as EOTech, Aimpoint, and a bunch of the other manufacturers, those are the two main manufacturers of red dots, I would recommend you go with an Aimpoint, and the biggest reason is the battery life. Aimpoint's battery life on the Patrol rifle optic, or the Pro that I have here, is rated to 3 years. Some of their other red dots are as much as 8 years on a single battery. The thing that's so great about that is that I put a battery in mine and change it maybe once a year just to make sure I never have the battery go dead, and I leave the red dot on all the time. That way, if I were to need it, I just pick it up and it's just like iron sights or anything else. It's on, it's working, it's ready to go. I don't have to worry about pushing any extra buttons, anything. Now, I know it's not that hard to push one button. It's just the idea that I don't have to push any button. I just pick it up and it's ready to go. So that's why I really like the Aimpoint. And the battery life makes it to where you can leave it on all the time like that, unlike some of the competitors. Now, there are some disadvantages with the Aimpoint, which are the reticle options. You just get the plain red dot in pretty much all Aimpoints. You can get 2 MOA dots, 4 MOA dots. For those of you who don't know what that means, 2 MOA means it will cover roughly 2 inches at 100 yards. So a 4 MOA dot would cover a 4-inch size dot at 100 yards. So that's what they mean when they say a 2 MOA dot, a 4 MOA dot. So with the Aimpoint, the disadvantage is you can only get a dot. With the EOTech, you can get the circle with the dot, and I do really like that reticle. I prefer the EOTech reticle over the Aimpoint reticle, but not enough that I feel like it's worth the trade-off in battery life. So that's my particular take on red dots and what I look for. I want really long battery life. I don't have to mess with it. I just turn it on and leave it on. This Patrol rifle optic has good battery life. It comes with this particular mount. I have checked to see if this will return to 0, and I found that if I make sure and put the mount on the exact same spot on my rail, it's pretty close. I have maybe a shift of an inch, if that, at 100 yards, as long as I put it on the same spot of the rail. So if you wanted to pull this off and, take it off of there and shoot with your iron sight and then put it back on, as long as you put it in the same spot, I found that it's within an inch or so at 100 yards of whatever I had it sighted in for. So it comes with the mount, comes with the little flip-up caps, which are great. They're really sturdy, they work great. This particular one here, as you can see, is see-through. The front one's not. If you keep both eyes open, you will superimpose the image of that red dot onto your target. So if you picked this up and needed to use it and you were in such a hurry you couldn't even flip open this front lens, you would still be able to use the red dot without an issue, because when you keep both eyes open, it will superimpose the image. So I really like the Aimpoint Pro optic. For any of you who are in the market for a red dot, this is really high up there on my list, especially for the price. Red dots do have some inherent disadvantages over rifle scopes, iron sights, stuff like that. You guys can watch my other video where I talk about rifle scopes versus red dots and decide what would be best in your situation. But if you're in the market for a red dot, you can't go wrong with the Aimpoint Pro. That's all I've got for you guys today. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Bye.